Recently, I was thinking back to my transformation and I came up with 5 crucial steps that I think you need to know in order to go from skinny to jacked. My name is Blake, and if you're not already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also, follow me on Instagram, linked in the description below. So, for a long time, I struggled with my weight and with body dysmorphia. As a little kid, or well, growing up and becoming like a teenager, I was sort of this I was a relatively chubby kid. I was a fat kid, right? And I wanted to change that. So I spent all this time dieting down. Well, dieting, just basically starving myself down. And I cut before gaining any muscle. I just immediately went on a cut. And it wasn't even a good cut. Like, it wasn't like I was eating good food or anything like that. I just started going to the gym and I was still eating junk food. And not only that, but I was also very inconsistent with the gym too. And it wasn't like any crazy Tom Platz leg workouts, you know what I'm saying? It was just, bare bones, minimalistic. I mean, 1 or 2 exercises, just getting in the habit of it. And it was just, didn't really work out. At the time, it felt like it was a big step in the right direction, but it wasn't the right thing to do, you know what I mean? Because I ended up becoming just skinny, but just skinny fat, no muscle, and definitely not jacked by any means necessary. And that's when I realized that I wanted to actually change and something was wrong. I needed to actually get into this stuff if I wanted to actually have an aesthetic physique. So these 5 steps are what I think are probably the most important key factors that help get me from this skinny fat lanky kid to this jack handsome Chad for sure. The first one is going to be clean bulking. Now, if you are invested in the fitness industry whatsoever, we've all heard IIFYM. In case you don't know what that is, it's if it fits your macros. And I'm here to tell you that that is the biggest bullshit that I've ever heard in my entire life. For whatever reason, these guys want to convince you that you can eat whatever you want as long as it's in your caloric range, you know what I'm saying? But it's just a bunch of bullshit. There's just a bunch of guys on steroids just trying to get views and sell you their programs and all that. I promise you, when I tried doing that, the only thing that happened was, yeah, I got bigger, but it was just fat. Like, the majority of it was fat. Yeah, maybe you could argue, oh, well, a small percentage of it was muscle and stuff like that. Most of it was fat, and especially once you actually diet down, then even less of that becomes actual conducive muscle tissue that you keep and that you can show off whenever you actually cut down. Another thing is main gaining. I don't agree with main gaining either. I was gonna say maybe worse for some people, but it really doesn't. You're just staying at the same weight. You're not really actually making any progress. Maybe like, it's always guys are like, oh, in 5 years I'll gain 0.25 inches of muscle tissue on my arm or bicep or whatever. And it's like, that's so stupid. The real thing that you have to do is just a clean bulk. And that just means eating more of the healthy foods and stuff that you're eating on a cut or that you're eating on a regular basis. You should already be eating, and just eating a little bit more of it. You know, when you're feeling full, pick up the plate and get a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Again, this is of healthy foods, right? You're not gonna be eating you're not gonna be doing those with like pizza or ice cream and shit, hamburgers, cheeseburgers, whatever. You're gonna be doing those healthy foods like your steaks, your eggs, your chicken, ground beef, rice, stuff like that, you know, fruits, nuts, all that good stuff. In my opinion, whenever I clean bulk, I feel like I gain less fat and more muscle throughout the bulk, you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, when you're eating the junk food, you gain a lot of fat and just a little tiny amount of muscle. So when you actually cut down, you lose even more muscle, and even though you lose some of the fat too, and it just ends up not being as aesthetic as you wanted it to. But I feel like when you're clean bulking, even at the peak of the bulk, you can see a little bit of ad definition a lot of times for a lot of the guys that actually do like real clean bulks and stuff like that. The next thing we need to do, which this might seem obvious, but I guarantee that you're not doing as much as you could, is to optimize testosterone levels. Now, obviously, most of us are going to already know that when you have more testosterone, more free test, you're also going to be building more muscle and look leaner at the same time. So to do this, we need to be doing more than just the basics, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people already make videos and stuff like that you've already seen, where it's like, oh, all you need to do is lift heavy weights and sleep and eat right. And yeah, like, those are obvious things, right? However, they do not raise testosterone as much as we think they do, you know? We need to be doing more than the basics, more than just lifting heavy weights and sleeping properly. That's like basic hygiene 101, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna do that much. Eating right is definitely a big thing. Like I said, we need to be doing the clean bulk. That's definitely gonna raise your testosterone a lot. But there are other things, like first thing you do when you get out of bed, getting some sunlight, and getting some vitamin D in there. Vitamin D is definitely a big one that you need to do some research, watch some videos on it now, and I'm gonna have some videos coming on that soon as well. But stuff like that, keeping your phone out of your pocket, it's a weird one that a lot of people don't even know about. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. The frequencies or whatever, in your phone, keeping it in your pocket right by your balls is just gonna lowering microplastics and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm gonna make a video on this soon, but you be doing more than just the basics, because that stuff is killing your testosterone without you even realizing it, because you think you're going to the gym and you're lifting all these weights, you're getting good sleep and stuff like that. You think that's just going to fix it, but it's not. You have a lot more room to increase that testosterone, and that's going to be a big thing that I've changed this year, that I've been working on changing this year, that's definitely helped me grow a lot more muscle and just look absolutely jacked. On top of that, it's just going to give you an overall better training in the gym, and overall just better life quality, or quality of life. You know, you're just going to feel a lot better in general when you have higher testosterone. In terms of your actual training, you need to train to failure. And I fell for this whole psyop all the time of, oh, you need to worry about overtraining and blah, blah, blah. Guess what, motherfucker? You are not overtraining. You're not even close to overtraining. I guarantee it. I was not close to overtraining until really the past like year or two, because I still hit my workouts. I go hard as hell in the fucking weight room, and then on the same day I'll go to MMA class and jiu-jitsu class, right? And I'm not even overtraining yet. So I guarantee if you're just going to the gym and you're just doing your thing, you're not even training to failure, you're not even close to overtraining. Overtraining is this big bullshit that everybody has you worry about on the internet. And it's like, it just doesn't even make sense. They're just telling you this stuff because it'll get them more views. It's more appealing to hear. But what you really need to hear, if you actually want to make progress, which if you're watching videos like this, you're already on the right track and you're already on a mission to get better. But what you really need to hear is that you do need to train to failure, because you always have more in the tank. I guarantee you always have more in the tank. Whenever you feel like the reps start slowing down, that's a good sign that you're getting close to failure, but you need to keep pushing past that. And if you can't do another one, it's not always about just doing it with the same weight. Drop the weight, do drop sets like that. Like, for example, whenever I do weighted pull-ups, whenever I can't do any more, I take the belt off and I start just doing body weight pull-ups and just burn out until, again, I can't do any more, training till failure. Or one thing that I really like, and that has really helped me in my training, especially for when I'm training arms, I really like to do these, are myo reps. So this is when you do maybe like a set of 10, right? For example, you'll do your set of 10 and then you'll keep the weight unracked, right? Hold it for like 10 seconds and you do 3 more. Then you hold it for 10 seconds and you do 3 more. And you just keep doing that cycle up until you can't anymore, until you train till failure. And those are going to be really good. Those are going to be fucking phenomenal to getting you to be a jack motherfucker. Which is, if you also don't know where to start in terms of workout routines and stuff like that, I do have a free program that's included as a bonus in my brand new Looks Maxing course, which is up for pre-sale right now. No pressure on buying it, but if you do get it now on the pre-sale, you are also able to suggest a bonus course that will be included when it's finally up. It's almost done. I'm really excited for you guys to see it, but again, no pressure. Links in the description if you want to read more about it. But anyways, the next thing I want to go over is going to be your training style. In the fitness community, a lot of people are going to suggest powerlifting or power building, which is going to be like powerlifting combined with bodybuilding. And for whatever reason, they just like keep pushing this narrative where, oh, if you want to build muscle, you have to build strength. I'm here to tell you that the two are not directly correlated. It might sound crazy, but it just wouldn't make sense. Like, if you see some of the top powerlifters, they don't even look like they go to the gym sometimes, but they're lifting like these big ass numbers, versus some bodybuilders, like, they'll just have like the same 1 rep max as you, but they're fucking just ginormous Ronnie Coleman style, you know what I'm saying? You need to be focusing on, if you want to actually get jacked, is aesthetics. This means that you're focusing on the shape of your muscles and how your body actually looks rather than the size of them. Because again, it's not always about size. There's powerlifting, there's bodybuilding, and then there's aesthetics training. You know, which aesthetics training basically is bodybuilding, but getting that jacked look is going to be more about the actual shape of your muscles versus the size. So you're going to be doing like bodybuilding style training, but it's more so worrying about like the shape of it, because bodybuilders are obviously trying to get really huge. And yeah, we're trying to get as big as we possibly can, but we're also trying to make sure that the shape of the muscles is there, because if you don't have the shape, then you're not going to have the jacked look. You know, I'm not the biggest guy in the world by any means, but in all these pictures and stuff that you'll see, I look pretty jacked. Like in the gym and stuff, like I look pretty jacked. And this is because I focused on aesthetics and stuff like that, making sure the muscles and the V taper actually go like boom. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's gonna give you that actually jacked look. Last thing I wanna go over might seem kind of unconventional to what we're talking about, but is honestly one of the most important things. And that's gonna be patience and mindset. Probably heard the expression, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was your physique, man. So you just need to just realize that this thing is gonna take time. Like good things take time. And the time is gonna pass anyway, so stop worrying about how long it's going to take you to actually build this physique and be like getting as fast as possible, like, oh, I want to buy this summer and blah, 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 look good for the bitches, you know what I'm saying? And just start focusing on building it up. Just realize like you're in this journey for the long haul. Like picture yourself doing this for the rest of your life, because that's when you're going to really get the best results, and that's when you're also going to be able to beat things like body dysmorphia. I struggled with that for a long time, and it wasn't until that I realized like, hey, I'm gonna be doing this for a long time. Might as well just focus on getting better rather than focusing on how long this is taking me, and like keep reassessing where my physique is at and where I want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Just focus on improving rather than where you are. If you struggle a lot with self-image, I keep recommending this book all the time because I really love this book. But Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz is definitely going to help you with your self-image. If you struggle with things like that, I really think you should check it out. But again, these 5 crucial steps are going to get you from skinny to jacked as fast and as efficiently as possible. That's all I wanted to share with you. Let me know if this video has helped you in any way, or if any of these steps work out for you. Remember, be better than you were yesterday.